George. Bert, do you know me?
Know you? You kidding? I've been looking all over town trying to find you. I saw your car piled into that tree down there, and I thought maybe you... Hey, your mouth's bleeding. Are you sure you're all right?
What you... My mouth's bleeding, Bert! My mouth's bleeding! Zuzu's pedals! Zuzu... There they are! Bert! What do you know about that? Merry Christmas!
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry! Merry! Yay! Yay! Hello, Bedford Falls! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, George! Merry Christmas, George!
You are listening to The Sauce, recorded live in the FingerLakes1.com studios, deep beneath historic downtown Seneca Falls, New York, featuring Dandy R&D, Mysterious Taco Girl, Only Sometimes, and Saucy Joe.
Mic check.
And
Mic check.
Merry Christmas, Saucepod streamers from whatever land you hail. It's me, Tony Sometimes, and this is episode number 130 of the Sauce Podcast. What are we calling it tonight, Saucy Joe?
It's a saucing pod.
That's this very special saucing pod.
There's only one saucing pod until Christmas, and that's tonight's.
And we're coming
Tonight is the night.
Coming at you live from inside the FingerLakes1.com studios, deep beneath historic downtown Seneca Falls, New York. It's Monday, December 23rd, 2013, and tonight we'll be talking about our favorite Christmas traditions. How Santa created a scare at a New Hampshire school, and how one Virginia town is looking to deal with their buzzard problem. Our weekly recommendations, tweet of the week. Today I learned with Polly Always. And much, much more. Per usual, I'm joined up here tonight alongside my saucy compañeros, Saucy Joe.
Hi, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
And Mysterious Taco Girl.
Feliz Navidad.
And Dandy R&D, true to his word, is out tonight. No more shows in 2013. What are you doing over there, Mysterious Taco Girl? Painting your nails for Christmas?
Painting my nails for Christmas.
Is that the Christmas? Now, do the ladies choose like a look for Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very gold.
Real gold?
Yes.
And
gold flake.
And you decided for Christmas that's what you're doing.
Yeah, it goes with my outfit.
Okay. Do all women paint their nails for Christmas, you think?
No. No.
They don't plan it out?
I would say a fair amount, but maybe 65%.
Fair enough. Saucy Joe, does your wife paint her nails for Christmas?
Yeah, sure. She's definitely going to paint her nails. Or she already has one of those two. But she'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'll have to do something to facilitate that. Like, I'll have to take care of something while she does that. She needs time out while she does it. Just like most of the tasks around this time of year, I find.
A good nail painting, unless you get the new modern day shellac, your hands are out of commission for a solid hour. So I thought this would be the perfect time to do
A
it.
new modern day shellac?
Yeah, that's a band that I saw one time, I think.
Yeah.
Modern day
It like
shellac.
light cures, so automatically your fingernails are dry.
That seems like the way to go.
It is, but it doesn't come off, and you got to figure it can't be that
Safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
No breathing going on in your nails.
Boy, I tell you, it doesn't. I really kind of thought that maybe we'd all be together for Christmas.
On the saucing pod?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And as a matter of fact,
He's an Ebenezer.
I think it's kind of almost perhaps a silent night.
That's an amazing segue. Look at where that camera's facing. Merry Christmas, mysterious tackle girl.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Tony sometimes. Merry Christmas to all.
I feel like we should be talking about sweaty balls. I definitely didn't think it was going to last this long.
That's great. Look at the camera is so perfectly positioned.
It really is, too.
It's a tender and mild shot, I'd say. A little jazzy
I
version.
didn't know that first.
Wow.
I guess it wasn't the best version of Silent Night ever. I kind of I didn't think of that as a segue until just now, and I realized that I don't really know Silent Night by heart.
Well, you did fine.
They're all kind of the same, these Christmassy tunes.
Happy Festivus, everybody.
Yes. it
Today's
is
Festivus.
I should have brought my Christmas book, because if I had a Christmas book, I could just play Christmas songs for the whole hour. Could play
I would love that.
any Christmas song. And we'd leave the camera on her painting her nails. It would be the best saucing pod ever. But we're going to stick to the format tonight, even though it is 2 days left till Christmas. I just completed my Christmas shopping about an hour and a half ago. Maybe about 2 hours ago, so I'm feeling really good about it, ready for things to commence, with tomorrow being Christmas Eve. Today actually is Festivus.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Now, I don't know if any of you caught the Waterloo versus Geneva boys basketball webcast on Friday night,
I saw some of it.
but Dave Barnick, you familiar with good old Dave?
I know, Dave.
The mouth of the South is what they call him. Or Dandy Dave Barnick.
Yeah.
And anyways, he was calling the game with Kevin Korzaneski, and he said he had a special surprise for us at halftime for the whole crew.
Really?
And so halftime rolled around, and he handed out these cards, and on it said, "A donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund."
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And
That's pretty fantastic.
money for people.
Yep.
And we had a good laugh, because that was from the Festivus episode of
It sure was.
Seinfeld.
George got like a $20,000 check.
From who was his boss, Mr. Vanderlei?
Yeah, to the Human Fund.
Yeah. And he didn't know what to do. He had to come clean.
Man. The Human Fund.
It's definitely a classic episode.
Yeah. And really, are there any better sitcoms in the history of sitcoms than Seinfeld?
And
No.
the thing about that is Festivus permeates through American culture now. And
Yeah.
other nations as well. People know Festivus.
It's
It's official today. It's Festivus. People celebrate it.
all because of a sitcom.
All because of a sitcom. All because of Dan O'Keefe. He was the writer there.
Now, is there any...
And his family actually celebrated that holiday. It was in a weird way, with airing of grievances and feats of strength.
Is there any other sitcoms that even come close that we could even say might rival Seinfeld?
I think if you're a girl, like Friends is huge, but for men, no way.
No. Not. I mean, that's like a contemporary.
Friends had longevity, but the humor in the comical situations can't compare to the writing on Seinfeld.
Larry
I
Sanders
think
show,
when you're a
maybe.
Yeah, but that wasn't
Yeah.
mainstream, so you can't. That was, it would have to be like a Cosby Show would be one.
Or Arrested Development. It'd be my other.
Again,
choice
but
there.
there was a show that got canceled
But came back, rose from the ashes.
on
Years
the
later.
internet only, or Netflix, right?
Still, show was great. It
Yeah, I
got
know.
canceled due to silly circumstances, not due to.
One in
It not
my
being
book that stands up to Seinfeld is Happy Days.
Happy Days is a great show.
Maybe a little bit before your time in terms of watching it when it was actually in syndication.
The
Interesting.
Golden Girls?
Well, that was a
No?
great one
No.
too, but I don't think that stands up
I don't
to
think any of
Seinfeld.
it stands up to Seinfeld. I think this is a silly conversation. None of it could possibly.
Well, I think an argument can be made for a Cosby Show.
Cosby Show is pretty good.
Cosby Show is
There's
amazing,
reruns
and
on
I
it.
love the Cosby Show, and I've seen every episode, guaranteed, more than once. But I don't think it holds a candle to Seinfeld in the end. I mean, there are some classic Cosby episodes that I'll never forget, but none of them have turned into a national holiday
That's true.
celebrated by hundreds of thousands of people across the country.
Well, now that we've decided that Seinfeld is the greatest sitcom of all time, let's find out what everybody's drinking up here tonight.
Man drink like that and he don't eat, he is going to die.
We serve hard drinks in here for men who want to get drunk fast.
Bet, babe, slide a piece of the porter next time I run the job.
Look at here.
Serious Taco Girl, what are you drinking? Be careful not to spill it anywhere near you, because you'll probably get electrocuted.
This is lights.
Gas station coffee.
Green Mountain Coffee.
What gas
I
station?
didn't have enough time to get to Dunkin'.
You should have let me know. I would have snagged you one.
It was a last minute thing.
The Dunk. We should get a sponsorship from the Dunk.
Now that Tim Hortons is coming to town, might be in the right time to go
Will
and play a little
Will
hardball.
you switch?
No, he's
No,
saying
I
we
like
could get a
Dunkin'
Dunk
Donuts.
sponsorship now. There's a new game in town.
They should be launching some kind of local marketing blitz to combat
Obviously,
the
they
new competitor.
should start
I
with
think
us.
I'll try it. And if I like it,
Tell me where you got that coffee, damn it.
Nice and easy number 2.
Now, they say Green Mountain Coffee,
Closest.
but it's really probably water from the sink in the gas station coffee. Green Mountain.
Green Mountain.
Now,
yeah, it's probably gross.
you've never had Tim Hortons before?
Not enough to remember. Like, I think I maybe have had it a couple times just because that's what I found along the road. But not enough to remember.
So,
No, I've had a lot of Cold Stone Creamery ice cream, I can tell you that.
oh, that's right. It's
I
a
know that's good.
joint business moving in there. Well,
Really?
I don't mind the Tim Hortons coffee, but I hate the to-go lids so much that I don't get my coffee there anymore. They're just like, they're the kind that are just flat on the top and a little lid, and it always leaks out the sides of it, and I can't stand that.
They don't have the multiple bumps and ups.
Right.
Yeah, I understand.
And honestly, they're chinsing out.
Yeah.
It's probably cost them a lot of business from old Tony sometimes. You know, because here I sit again.
Yeah. Dunking it.
What do you got there, Saucy Joe?
This is a beer, a Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA, which is, I normally drink the 60-minute.
Minute?
Yeah.
Like, what's...
It's their system, how they name their things. Basically, they leave it in there a long time. 60,
Longer than 60 minutes?
Yeah. This is an Imperial IPA, which just basically means they add more hops than before. Anyway, normally I drink the 60. My brother got me this for Christmas. I've had it before, and it's amazing, but it's hard to find. It's a little expensive.
It's not Christmas yet, though.
Yeah, but we had our, Christmas traditions.
Okay.
Being
sorry.
what they are,
Sorry.
we had our party yesterday for my brother's family and me and my mom and dad.
That's
And he
nice.
got me this, so I'm drinking it. But I only drink one at a time because otherwise.
Something
Oh,
you
boy.
recommend then? Or?
Oh, I would definitely recommend this. This is. It's hard to find a beer that you can buy like in a store, in a supermarket, and they'll have this once in a while. It's actually virtually impossible to find a beer that's better than this in a supermarket. It's amazing. It's delicious beer.
Did you ever have Pabst?
Yeah, I've had Pabst. I tried it. I liked it. That was their slogan back in the day. And I will say the same
I thought
thing.
it was PBR me ASAP.
That's a different one. That's Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Oh.
Just Pabst.
I didn't realize.
Before they started touting their blue ribbon win from 1875 or whatever when they won that blue ribbon. Pabst, I tried it. I liked it. I think that was their slogan.
And then there was Old Milwaukee, and then Milwaukee's Best, which was a lie. And
What do you mean?
Yeah, Old Mill's nasty.
Well, Old Mill was better than Milwaukee's Best, I think. But, and I think there's better brews that come out of Milwaukee. So I think that calling that, whatever they put in that can, Milwaukee's Best is a lie.
Now, is Milwaukee's Best the same as people call it the Beast?
The Beast,
That's
yeah.
the Beast, yeah.
Which is just, it's not really the Beast. It's non-threatening.
You're
It's
intimidated.
a terrible beer in an ugly can.
I will admit the can is ugly.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make beer. Why you gotta make the can so ugly?
Now, you know what's a pretty beer can?
What's a pretty beer can?
Is it
Foster's
Genesee
Lager?
Bach?
It's got a little goat on it.
They have like the special green cans with
Yeah,
the
a
goat
little
on
goat.
it.
Yeah.
Genesee Cream Ale cans
old
always
one.
look nice on the shelf.
Yep. Green and white.
Classic ones.
So is the Bach. It's green and
Do you
white
know
and
where
red.
you can go out to eat, sit down, and have a Genesee cream ale?
Yeah.
Where?
Anywhere in upstate New
in
York.
Rochester.
Wang Tai in Geneva. The
I believe
Chinese
that.
food restaurant.
The Wang Tai, they call it? The Wing Tai.
I call it Wang Tai.
It's
Wang
on the
Tai.
corner, right?
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
a
I
classic place.
ate there 25 years ago.
Last time? That's the last time you ate there?
I don't think it's the last time, but I used to go there quite a bit because a girl I dated liked to go there.
I like that place. It's got a little dark,
I'm a
dark ambiance
girl
inside.
who likes to go there. Like, take me on a date, take me there.
It's
I'm
a good
happy.
place.
Yeah.
My wife likes to go there as well.
I like it. Because you can, I mean, I guess in town now there's a place to sit down and have Chinese, but sometimes it's nice to sit down and have Chinese.
Well, that
Drink
place
some
is,
hot
that
tea.
place is a classic.
Good
The
hot and
family
sour
sits in the
soup.
back.
That's
and-
right. It's a classic, that place.
Nice.
And you can get a cream ale there.
Genesee cream ale.
And they got
Hey.
fish tanks.
They
right?
do have fish
Yeah.
tanks, or they used to. I don't know.
And
I
they
haven't
have,
been
like,
there in a while.
Yamaha or Kawasaki like lit up artwork.
Yep. That place is great.
Well, Christmas is almost upon us, and I figure we might want to share some of our Christmas traditions now.
Real quick.
Okay.
Does Curb Your Enthusiasm not count because it's too similar of?
You got to understand that Curb Your Enthusiasm is a great show.
humor-wise,
Well, again, it's
Yeah.
HBO, so it's.
But I don't think
That's
it.
true. You can add that added.
But I still don't think it holds up to having this cultural impact that Seinfeld had. Like, Seinfeld was just incredible, and then, like we said, it's impacted our culture in such a way that Curb Your Enthusiasm or any of the other shows we mentioned haven't, except for perhaps Cosby Show or Happy Days or maybe Friends. You know, those shows that we mentioned have
I
had a
don't think
cultural impact. They changed.
Happy Days did. I mean, the Fonz had
Yeah.
a cultural impact. There's no doubt about
Yeah, but
that.
think about like Spare Square. I mean, that's huge.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah,
Is that for Friends?
No, that's like
No,
that's a.
Seinfeld.
What's
Oh,
Elaine
can you
goes in
spare
the
a
bathroom.
square?
Can you spare a
Toilet
square?
paper.
The lady
Oh,
says no.
can you spare a square?
I thought it was
What
the name
did
of
I
a
say?
You said
sitcom.
spare or square.
Oh no, sorry.
I thought you were naming like an obscure mid-'80s sitcom and where a girl was a robot or something.
Yeah, longevity's not the telltale. It's not the mark of a great show. Although it can be. I mean, there's certain correlations. But like The Simpsons has been on for 25 years.
Yeah, I don't
But that
group
kind
that
of,
with, as a sitcom though. It's
Puts
an anime.
itself
It's just
in
not live action.
current topic or like I don't know.
They don't. They
Words
can
aren't
draw
my friend
things.
today.
They don't need to like. If it was real, Bart Simpson would be 30 years old now.
And they've done that episode. You know, they've made him 30.
But it's kind of frozen in time. But they can still change
Because they're
topics with the
cartoons.
times. Yeah,
They can
Yeah.
do that.
and because Hank Azaria is great, you know, and is committed to it. You know, though it's not like they don't have actors; they have great voice actors.
They do.
Well, you know, Christmas for me means heading over to my uncle's house on Christmas Eve, eating a lot of food, sharing some gifts through a secret Santa process. All the kids get gifts, and it's just a great evening.
What is a kid? What designates a
high
kid?
school? Once you graduate from high school,
That's it.
you're part of the secret Santa cartel. No longer will you get a gift from everybody.
So that's the cutoff, high school.
Yes.
Okay. So this will be like the first year that your cousin will
Vito.
Yeah, he won't
Yep.
be receiving.
Sorry,
a gift.
Vito.
He'll have to secret
Welcome
Santa.
to the real world.
I heard also he's been a very difficult Secret Santa.
I wouldn't
Or-
imagine he would be.
Not the Santa part, but the gift
The
receiver.
right.
Yeah.
Vying for him.
So
But that makes it fun.
And then on Christmas, we
Nope,
go
makes it hard.
to my mom's house, and the kids open up presents there after we do Christmas morning at our house with my daughter and wife.
Oh, you do the Christmas Day travel?
We head over to my mom's, all the way across town, and open more presents.
In a sleigh? You do it in a sleigh?
And then have a great meal.
Pulled by reindeer?
Now, it might be a white Christmas here in upstate New York. There's going to be a little snow over the next day or two, but probably not enough to make it an official white Christmas.
It's very depressing.
It's a
'cause
gray Festivus, let's face
It was
it.
very snowy.
Everybody got their hopes up. It was like,
I was so excited.
man,
I was
this
like,
could
is
really
it- and
hang
then all of a
around.
sudden
And then it was
60
80 degrees the other day, and that was the end of it.
Well, maybe I can add a little more Christmas cheer.
Okay.
To your season that maybe the weather took away.
How could you do that?
Let's see.
Yes, I love it. Oh, how'd you not come in?
Listen to that bass line. Man, that was hot.
Yeah.
That was hot jam.
I want very badly.
That was fresh.
I want very badly to form a Christmas band, a band that only plays Christmas music.
I'm in. I just
And
gotta
it-
learn
well,
how to
you
play
in?
an instrument.
And practice for a few months in October, November, play 3-4 shows, and then get back on with your life till next year. Then reassemble and do it again.
3 or 4 shows?
I love Christmas so
I
much.
think you could probably do 8 shows.
No, I mean you could do more shows, but the whole reason I don't want to be in a real band, or one of the reasons I guess, is because it's just time commitment.
I know, but I'm saying this is 1 month.
It's already a busy month. I don't want.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want this to be too. I want every show to be fun for the people in it. I'm not really saying this is a money making venture, although I imagine
Oh.
it could be.
That's where I was headed.
I'm just
Straight
thinking,
to the dollar.
Yeah, straight to the almighty dollar.
And you know what I like about Christmas music, or the thing that makes Christmas music great, is that you can never get sick of it because it goes away
Yeah.
and comes back.
Yeah, it's not something you hear in August.
Nope.
You're not going to hear Baby It's Cold Outside.
Or Silver Bells, or any of the
Great
standards.
song, by the
Sure,
way. Silver Bells, great song.
My favorite version of Silver Bells is sung by Dean Martin or Frank Sinatra. Actually, I don't know which one it is, but I like the crooners.
Dean Martin does a
It's
great
one of the
Baby It's Cold Out There.
Least exposed
Cold outside.
song, right? Wouldn't you say?
Least exposed.
Least played, least.
Silver
Bells
Bells?
isn't it's not a go-to jam, but it's a great one.
I know, I agree.
all the best Christmas jams are the secular jams, like Silver Bells and Baby It's Cold.
Well, there's
Outside.
carols and there's Christmas songs. Carols are like the joy to the world
Yeah.
and hark the herald.
Yeah.
Anything basically that has something to do with God.
Yeah, that's a sacred jam.
And
Like you played Silent Night.
oh yes,
You
was
heard
a
that, and that
carol.
was fine. But what and more
So
to my
is Jingle
point, you heard
Bells?
Jingle Bells there. That thing tore it up.
because that was a
Is-
Christmas song, not
That's
a
a
carol.
song, not a
That's
carol.
a secular
I
jam.
think.
So Baby It's Cold Outside is definitely a song, not a carol.
Oh, that's not a carol. Jingle
No.
Bells, I think, is a carol. If people were going caroling, you would hear that song.
Yeah,
In
sure.
fact, carolers came to my house.
That's
Really?
nice.
Yep. Now,
Tonight?
the Miners Academy choral group,
You can hire them out.
you can hire them out. My wife does it every year. We send it to select people
And yourselves?
that we love, and my wife always has them come. And you make a donation to the
Human Fund.
No, it's
No,
to
the
the
music
music
fund.
boosters, because that's completely booster funded. Thanks to whatever reason, music it's not important apparently, so we have to fund it ourselves, not the state. So yeah, she does that. So we get it, and they come over, and James is just tickled pink.
That's
And they
cute.
do like Carol of the Bells,
Oh,
and they were great this year.
Yeah, they came to my place of work.
They did?
I saw
They were
some pictures,
great
yeah.
this year.
And they sang for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
There have been, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they did
They
the whole
stayed
jam.
for a long time.
They have done years.
We cut them a nice little
where they weren't like,
kitty.
they weren't very good. Oh, they made out good for singing that
Oh,
long.
yeah.
There have been years
There
where they
for a
weren't
while.
like great. This year they were great. Great. And then we send them to a friend of the show, Zach Supernova and Colin. We send them
Over
over
there,
there,
yeah.
to their folks' house because their mom's a big fan.
You gotta start doing
She
that.
has a very beautiful voice.
She does, and she's probably as tickled as James.
Can we like call them and get them up someplace like right now? Send them to like Dandy's.
Oh, that's the greatest idea ever.
How did we not think of that before?
Huh, I wonder if
we
you
should
can
have
still
been
do
there
that.
with a video camera.
Yeah, or just
Why don't we do things
call
like
him?
He probably shut the door.
that? He would love it.
No, he wouldn't shut the door.
He'd answer the door in his Bills pajamas, you know,
Or boxers.
and they would sing "Carol of the Bells" for him.
One thing about Dandy that I don't think we ever talk about on here is Dandy prefers to have on the least amount of clothes as possible majority of the time. So, like, if you see
Right.
Dandy in the summer, if he's has a shirt on,
No, he doesn't ever have a shirt
it's
on.
a wife beater.
That's right, but he usually doesn't have a shirt on.
Or he has no shirt on.
Winter's hard for Dandy.
Yeah.
Winter is a hard
So I
time
would
for
assume
Dandy.
his house is warm and he's close to naked.
Just like I
Very
love
Christmassy
him.
thought.
Just like I love him. That should be a great Christmas card. I was just gonna look something up, and I forgot. Carry on.
Saucy Joe, tell me about your Christmas tradition. So how do you spend
Well,
the
they've
next few
changed so
days?
much. They've changed so much since I've recently become a father. Well, not recently. That's not very recent, is it? 5 years, 6 years? It's not recent. But in the past 6 years, they've changed very significantly. Such that we used to do what you did, what you are going to do, which is we will have Christmas, my wife and I, and then we would get in our sleigh, our reindeer-drawn sleigh, and we would go down to my parents' house for Christmas after that. And then so would my brother and sister. We'd all meet there. And now that I have children, we're done with that. Now, yesterday, the 22nd of December, I had my Christmas with my mom and dad and brother and his family. And then I don't have to get in my sleigh on Christmas. We just have Christmas.
That's nice, though.
Yeah.
I've never.
My sleigh's a
had that.
Toyota, by the way. It's a Toyota
I've never
sleigh.
had that type of Christmas.
Well,
I'm a traveler.
Now what about Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve is the... All right. And this is weird this year. This year's a little different. Actually, we've been headed this way. So my dad's side of the family, we're actually doing on the 28th. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's what we're doing. Sometimes the spirit dies down.
Yeah.
And they kind of just try and...
If you're a kid, you love it, though.
Yeah.
It's like a gift
Yeah.
reprise.
It is. It's like a reprise. You kind of just got to bring it back up. And it's fine, because those are good people.
Do you need me to bring my keyboard?
Yeah, if you want. That Jingle Bells rendition was amazing.
Let's play it all day long.
Christmas Eve, we always do the same thing, which is my mom's side of the family at my aunt's house. We'll call her Crispy. Crispy.
Crispy.
Yeah. And that's a jam. You know, there's nog. The nog is flowing. Everybody's nogged out.
Yeah,
I think
Eve's the
Christmas
best.
Eve is the
Money.
drinking.
event.
It's fun. And that's when we
food.
do. I mean, we get all the kids there, and they're all
Wound.
right, and they get gifts usually, and we don't do a secret Santa anymore. We used to. I think we did a secret Santa for a while, and then we do this thing that is like everybody buys a gift that's around the $40-$50 range and puts it in a big pile, and then we draw numbers, and whoever gets the lowest number, like if you're 1, you pick, and if you're
It's like
number
a
2.
Gift draft.
Yeah, if you're number 2, you can steal that person's gift that they've already opened, or you can pick from the pile.
So you
Of
begin
wrap
the
gifts,
first
so you
pick
don't know
isn't
what they
that
are.
great.
No, the wrapped pile is wrapped.
Can you
and
steal
then
anybody's gift or
But
only the
if
person?
you're higher
no,
number.
so if you're number
if
35,
if you get 35, you got your pick
you
of
get
the
to
litter.
pick whatever you want.
Oh wow.
And I disagree with this system because in the true spirit of it, it should be no one should open anything until everyone has swapped. If you want to steal somebody's gift, it should still be wrapped from them. If you like the look of it wrapped, and you say, "Hey, I want to take that," and what you do is you pick out a gift and you give it to them. They don't even get to pick their gift if you steal from them. You pick out the gift and hand it to them and take their gift away that
It's
they've
fun.
gotten. It's fun.
You know what I like?
It can be mean-spirited.
The thing I like about our
You open my water.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Here, I'll toss it to you.
No, just hand it to me. I'll open your water. Your nails. I don't want to mess up your Christmas nails. You've been asking me that for a long time, like hand signaling to me, and I didn't really understand what you were saying. Here, take it back.
The thing about ours is like it's a secret Santa, so before somebody will pick up a gift and say, "Ooh, it's to Susan from Vince," and everybody will be like, "Oh!" every single time. You know, like
Secret Santa.
I wonder what Vince got Susan.
Well, you know, it's probably different than something that someone else would have gotten Susan. That's why they say it. You know?
Right. And it's fun. It's a fun little thing. What do you got going on, Mysterious Taco Girl?
Christmas Eve's always at my father's house, and it's big. So it's all the extended family. It's his side, and his mother, my grandmother, had...
Is that what you look forward to the most?
Probably.
Yeah.
I look forward to it all. I love Christmas. But I would say there we have anywhere from 25 to... It's gone up to 50 people before. 55 people.
It's a jam. That sounds like a jam.
My grandma had...
Can I play a Christmas song while you describe this?
14, yeah.
Please.
14 siblings. So we invite all of kind of that side of the family. And then Christmas Day, I don't get in my sleigh because the house is close enough that I just take a couple steps over and open presents with my family there. And then at night I host. I have an evening party as well. So it's pretty jam-packed.
You have an evening nighttime party?
Yeah.
For like who? Your whole family?
My mother comes, and then it's my dad's family. So it's like
Nice.
my uncles, my aunt, my grandparents.
Why don't we have music on every
I
sauce
don't
pod
know.
like this?
I
It's
think
great.
it's a new
I also
thing.
have a nighttime party. It's open invitation to anyone, but normally it's like all my cousins, the younger.
Generation.
Yeah, so not parents, although that has happened. But normally it's my cousins. So and my brother sometimes comes, depending on if they're still in town or whatever.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
nice.
like
it's
the
usually
real.
pretty exhausted and
Yeah, and everybody's tired, so sometimes there's years where it's just like, no, we're not coming.
yeah.
And it's me and my wife, and she'll make like 1 million pounds of food, and no one will
And no
come.
one shows.
And then she's mad at me for the rest of the year or whatever.
Because it's all your fault.
Yeah, but that's the night we really do it.
Yeah,
up.
Christmas Eve for me, I drink.
I'm hurt on the 26th
I drink
mostly because
Christmas
we
Eve.
do. I do that too, but the 25th when we have that party of all my cousins, that's the jam.
Really tear it
Yeah,
up.
'cause we usually have like a gin jam, you know, we'll break out the old guitars
Yeah,
and whatever,
that's nice.
and everybody plays. And Tony sometimes is gonna come with his
I guess so. I
Fender
think we're
Rhodes,
to
and we're gonna
invite him.
just really do it. If he showed up with that thing, holy smokes! You hear what he's playing right now?
Yeah,
Technically not a Christmassy.
I would say
I mean,
not
this,
technically
it's
Christmas.
certainly not a carol.
I think you normally hear it in a church.
Yeah. Or at like a graduation. Maybe like a.
I feel like they played at weddings.
This is Canon in D major by Pachelbel. I don't know if he's playing it in D major because I don't have.
I do have a Secret Santa thing I have to do.
Is that on your dad's side?
Yep.
It's weird that we all describe our lives in that way. My mom's side, my dad's
Dad's
side.
side.
That's what we do. That's family for you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm all about the Festivus tradition of the airing of grievances. That's a great tradition. It's a day to say what you want and a time to say what you want. Wow. Oh, man.
You guys don't think that's a Christmas song? I think it's kind of, you know why it became a Christmas song? Because George Winston did a great version of it on an album entitled December, which is one of the greatest piano albums you'll ever hear.
It's a classic.
You'll ever hear.
Yeah, speaking of that, what are your Christmas classics records that you jam out to?
That's
around
one
the
of
house?
the major ones for
The
me.
George Winston one, the Holly and the Ivy on that album is
Yep.
like...
it's a great CD.
Oh, you guys own the CD.
I did back in the day.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Lord
I'm trying to
only knows
remember.
where it is
There
now.
was this one record that was like a acoustic Christmas that my dad got at like Lowe's or something, or like, you know, one of those places. J.C. Penney.
I think you recommended that last year.
Yeah, and it was good. No, what I recommended last year was the Ace Hardware one.
Oh, that's right.
I'm telling you, the Jose Feliciano Feliz Navidad on that thing.
Digging yourself in a hole.
Out of control. What? You just get these things at the stores. Listen, if I could walk into Farrar Lumber and get myself a Christmas record sung and performed by the members of Farrar Lumber,
That
employees,
would be nice.
imagine how great that would be.
That would be nice. I'll recommend that for them to do.
And if I was digging myself a hole, it would be with a shovel I bought at Farrar Lumber. So,
I don't even know the guy's name, but he's the guy that does the piano for the Peanuts.
Charles Schultz?
No, his name is Vince Guaraldi?
That sounds right.
Right?
Yeah,
Am I
his
right about
Christmas
that?
album's nice. But it's
Yeah.
mainly those songs from the Charlie Brown Christmas.
I got Spotify. I got a playlist that's just chock full of all the greatest versions of everything, all the crooners. I really like the crooners. I think the golden age for creating Christmas music was like the 1950s to the 60s. Burl Ives, yeah, that's Burl Ives.
Burl Ives, so
one of
good.
the greatest.
Silver Bells.
Good.
He does silver and gold would be the greatest Burl Ives jam of all.
Have a holly jolly
That's a good one.
Christmas.
But I think
He
silver and
if you
gold
listen
for
to
me.
that, he screams have. But he's got such a great voice. And what's the other?
You know, he was a very successful. I think we probably talked about this last year. He was a very successful folk singer. You know, he wasn't just like a Christmas fucking music guy.
Yeah, good old Burl Ives. I like one of my favorite secular Christmas songs is "Oh Holy Night."
That's a sacred one.
Whichever. It's the one.
I like a little bit more upbeat, I think, to my Christmas tunes.
It depends what kind of mood you're in. Sometimes you got to bring it down. You got to look outside at the falling snow, and you've got to imagine what it was like when Mary and Joseph had to walk across the sands of Bethlehem to a manger.
Yeah. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed.
Which is not one of my favorites. Away in a manger,
It's not a great song.
average.
Yeah.
But "Oh Holy Night," if performed correctly, is fantastic.
I think if you listen to our episode from last year on this time, probably made the same recommendations.
Well, that's why it's always new again.
Well, but I mean, it just goes to show that when something is great, it's great.
The Ronettes do a great version of "Sleigh Ride."
Oh man,
the Ronettes. They're from the '60s.
Yeah. That's Ronnie Spector.
Back
Yeah.
when you would get, 5 or 6 people and put them in similar dress garb, and you'd have yourself a hot new recording artist
Ronnie
group.
Spector, just like Ronnie says, "Be my little baby." We do the Jackson 5 Christmas
That's good.
a lot. James Brown Christmas is good.
I never put on a whole Christmas album except for that George Winston one. It's always a mix on Spotify. I got probably 50 or 55 songs on my playlist on Spotify. It says Christmas.
Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Peter Pan, Snoopy's Christmas, and also Rudolph's Christmas Party. They came out in the 1977 versions of both of those records, I think. 76 and 77.
Peter Pan?
That was the label, the record label,
Oh.
Peter Pan record label. There's like 5 versions of the Snoopy's Christmas, and they call him Sloopy when they sing for like copyright purposes. So everything they
Right.
talk about Sloopy, and the guy's names are Harley instead of Charlie Brown, and like his guy's name is Broder. That's who they talk to on the record, but the music is really good, and I always listen to those every year.
I gotta say, I do the earlier ones, but the Very Special Christmas I like some of them.
What do you mean, like the ones with like Run DMC on them and that?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good jams.
The first two and a few from number 3.
I only know 1 and 2. I don't think I ever listened past that.
There's a couple of 3. Like I think Bonnie Wright's on 3. Bonnie Wright.
Bonnie Wright.
I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
They're good.
That's the Christmas jam though, like from growing up. That Run
Yeah.
DMC track, that's the Christmas jam.
Christmas in
in
Hollis.
Hollis. It's a jam.
Yep.
Everybody knows that.
Most overrated Christmas song. Go.
I'm on camera, so I feel like I'm on the spot right now. Most
Yeah, I don't know.
overrated Christmas song.
I got one in mind.
Go for it.
12 Days of Christmas. After the first time, after you get the 5 golden rings once or twice, enough with a song. You know, it's the same thing over
John
and over
Denver
again.
and the Muppets, though. Good version.
Yeah, it's over. It's not a song I'm excited to hear.
John Denver's got that weird hat on and scarf. It's not like it's a little annoying, but Miss Piggy does the 5 golden rings, and that makes it a little better.
You know what? Now I know what you're talking about.
Makes
that
it
is
a little
good.
better. Yeah, that's not my favorite song, but it's one of those songs that's fun. You like it when you're younger.
I was making cookies this weekend, and we broke out in a little bit of 12 Days of Christmas, only because we weren't really sure.
Yeah, it's hard to
how
remember.
it goes.
It's hard to remember.
It's kind of that fun aspect of it. But if I'm listening to music to enjoy Christmas music, that's not probably on any of my playlists.
No, me neither. It's not on my Spotify playlist of 45 Christmas songs.
You got any Amy Grant on that list?
I don't think so. I'm sure I don't, actually. Why don't I just pull this up on my phone and take a look?
What about Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You?
That's
That
on there.
could be one of my favorite songs.
Because that's a pretty good jam.
Yep.
She really, I feel her heart in that song.
And I feel like she's singing about me.
The other thing I like about that song, and it's such a girl movie, but Love Actually.
Sure, where they meet at the airport at the end.
Yeah. The little girl sings it
Yeah.
in that song in it.
When she obviously isn't singing it, right? Doesn't that... She can't be singing that.
No, she is.
Is she?
There are so many of those very special Christmas.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they
records.
came out with
Like,
a lot.
I'm looking at number 25, like 25 years of that.
They still do it. I mean, I don't know if they did one this year, but they still, there's one with Green Day, and there's one with, those peeps.
Yeah, because if anything screams Christmas, it's Billy
Green
Joe
Day,
Armstrong
yeah.
saying things to me about Christmas.
Here's what's on my Spotify Christmas song list. These are all endorsed by Tony sometimes. Sleigh Ride by Harry Connick Jr. Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow by Frank Sinatra.
Gruner.
White Christmas by Frank Sinatra and the Bobby Tucker Singers. It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Perry Como with the Fontana Sisters.
That's good.
Winter Wonderland, Bing Crosby. I'll Be Home for Christmas, Bing Crosby. Christmas Don't Be Late, Elvin and the Chipmunks.
That's a good one.
The Christmas Song, Nat King Cole. Oh Holy Night, Nat King Cole. Silver Bells by Tony Bennett. Blue Christmas, Elvis Presley. Holly Jolly Christmas, Burl Ives. Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Brenda Lee.
Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Wonderland, Dean Martin. Last Christmas, Wham.
That's a
Classic.
great one. Great song.
All I Want for Christmas Is You, Mariah Carey. Wonderful Christmas Time.
Paul McCartney.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Bruce Springsteen.
I'm a
I actually had this
huge
conversation
fan.
with my wife because we were driving down to my folks yesterday, and they played that on the radio. That is one of the better Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Better versions of a Christmas song.
Sure,
that
they
one right
kind
there.
of tweaked it a little bit. The Christmas Song by Mel Torme.
I don't think I'm familiar with that.
Old Lang Syne by B.B. King. Old Lang Syne by the Platters.
Oh, you got two versions on there.
Yeah, because they're both so great. Santa Claus is Back in Town by Dwight Yoakam. Actually, I got to remove that one. That's come up and I've not enjoyed it. But I have enjoyed Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes and Sleigh Ride by the Boston Pops Orchestra.
Oh, my.
Bobby Helms does a great version of Jingle Bell Rock and Father Christmas by the Kinks.
That's
Just
a good
some
one.
of my...
That's an interesting Christmas song because it turns down its ear, you know? They just want the money.
Yeah, give the toys to the little rich
Yeah,
boys.
we don't want your toys. Father Christmas, give us some money.
Or we'll beat you up.
Yeah, we'll beat you up if you don't hand it over, is what he says.
It's not very Christmassy. Not very Christmassy.
Well, it's very British is what it is.
I'll tell you what else is not really Christmassy is this week's selection of tweets of the week. You might have thought they would be Christmassy, but they're not. This week's tweet of the week comes from Maddie Talks. You open a ring box, and inside it is an enormous pair of jeans. He went to Jared. Get it?
Jared from
I think
Subway.
that's the first time I've ever laughed at a
That's a
tweet.
really funny one.
I like that a lot. Because I hate those commercials. I hate all those.
Yeah,
The jewelry commercials that just bombard like football or basketball games or any men's sports, anything right now. It's awful.
I just love. They all have a young guy giving a young girl a diamond, and across the room is an old man, and he's like, he went to Jared. Shit, the old guy doesn't know anything about Jared.
They're so awful.
That's a funny tweet.
Got more tweets. Not sure if they'll stack up with that one, but at Jay Woodham tweets, dating tip: pick up the check, pick up the table, pick up the chairs and the waitress and the bartender. Everyone loves upper body strength. And at the Euro Feline says, if you ever have to say just kidding, you're probably not very good at kidding, and you should stop kidding.
Like it a lot.
And that's that.
Funny because it's true.
And that's that. Hey, you got an email from Polly Always up there with this week's
I don't
segment?
have it up there, but I can get it
I
up
have
there.
no idea what this week's topic could be, but I know we're going to learn something, and I imagine, if I had to bet, it would have a Christmas spin. This is a part of the show where one of our most engaged listeners, Polly Always, shares with us a fact that we probably didn't know. And so, as such, we learn something.
I hope this one's Christmas.
Turns us
themed.
into a productive endeavor.
Let's see if I can.
At least we learned knew something that we didn't know when we got here.
It's true.
No, I did it. Look at that.
Okay, here we go.
Today I learned with Polly Always.
This one's quick and right to the point. Season's greetings, Saucepod friends. Today I learned that, contrary to popular belief, suicide rates during Christmas are quite low. The highest suicide rates occur during the spring. Here's wishing you and yours a happy and healthy Christmas. Your merry friend, Polly Always. P.S. Merry Christmas, Roger.
Oh, there's a nice little...
Oh, I like it.
Tis the season.
There's a nice little spin at the end.
Yeah.
I miss Roger.
Yeah, he's off... what is he off doing? Who knows? He hasn't been around a lot
Delivering
lately.
gifts to little children.
Yeah.
Suicide rates lowest during Christmas. Not lowest, but quite low, it says. Quite low.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that one. I would have assumed they were higher because that's what I've been told by the establishment.
Well, Polly Always is out to debunk the myths that are propagated by the establishment.
When he says
Great
spring,
job.
I bet you it's more like February, March, not like May.
It's not
March,
spring though.
March, though.
When is spring usually begins? What, like March 21st or
Yeah,
something like
end
that?
of March. Huh. We all learned that today, I guess.
Yeah. I don't really know. Like, I have no reaction to it. I mean, Polly likes for us to discuss these things a little bit, but
Well, what are we going to say about that?
I guess I should wait to off myself till
chalk
couple
one
months.
Chalk one up for Christmas, I guess, right?
I guess he's looking for a little, like, that seems counterintuitive because everybody's stressed out around Christmas, so maybe they would want to kill themselves.
Well, I was talking with Polly Always because he dissects the show.
Yeah, he breaks it right apart, critiques everybody.
And he said that we talk right over Mysterious Taco Girl all the time.
Really?
And then I thought about it, and I watched, the next few episodes I watched, and you know what we do?
Do we?
It's because she is a woman, and we naturally think that we know what she's trying to say, so we're just going to make it easier on her and say it. And
Do we
all
really
do
do
it.
that? We do that?
You do it, I do it, Dandy does it. To a lesser
Really?
extent, Dandy, but Dandy does less talking overall. But you and I talk over Mysterious Taco Girl all the time. Like, we'll finish a statement that she's making.
I tend to talk over people, and I'm conscious of it, and I try and stay away from it. But when, I don't know, my brain works in such a way that when someone's saying something and I know what they're going to say, or I think I know what they're going to say, I try and like hop on board. I don't know why. It's just a natural reaction I have, and I'm aware of it. And I try.
But
to
we
stop
won't
it.
talk over each other.
We have.
But not, and when Paulie said this, I watched the dynamic of the episode.
That's interesting.
And I think if you did too, you would see.
That's really interesting.
So I'm going to try not to, because Mysterious Taco Girl has things to say, and
Yeah.
I value her opinion.
She's a woman. Fine woman.
I think the weird
No,
thing
you
is,
shut up.
I think the weird thing is that I sometimes I feel that I interrupt you guys when you're trying to say something, so that's kind of like the direct opposite, no?
It's because you're feminine insecurities.
Yeah, really?
It's all happens unbeknownst to all of us, but Paulie always
Thanks, Paulie.
noted it. So something we'll try to work on. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution.
Speaking of New Year's resolutions, that's coming right up.
Right after Christmas,
Right
New
after.
Year's, yeah. The big letdown. What I like to call it.
Yeah? I like New Year's. I think it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite
Christmas
holiday.
is over, long winter's about to begin, and you get the ball drops and everybody's happy for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden it's just January 1st and then 2nd, and here we go again.
I like New Year's, but I vacation a lot for New Year's, so I mean, who can be upset with vacationing? You know what I mean? I'm always on vacation. Not always, but the past couple of years I've been away.
Normally, I'm upset with vacationing. Like, if I have to go on vacation, I'm upset about it. So, if
That's
you want to know
awful.
who, it's me. It's me. Hey, my nephew got me this.
Knife?
No, you think it's a knife, but it's not. It's a switchblade style beard and mustache comb
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
that he got for me so that I can look good on the air. Thank you, Lake. I appreciate that. It's a very thoughtful,
Super cute.
thoughtful gift.
Hey, there is some news here this week. It's not like the world stopped spinning just because it's Christmas.
It doesn't?
Dateline, Nashua, New Hampshire. New Hampshire Santa. New Hampshire? New Hampshire?
That's called Shire.
New Hampshire Santa sparks school scare.
Dang.
Say that 5 times fast. New Hampshire Santa sparks school scare. Say it 5 times fast. New Hampshire
I won't do it.
Santa
I can't even
sparks
say
school
New Hampshire.
scare. I can't even say it once slowly. Police in southern New Hampshire say a man dressed as Santa Claus was only trying to spread some cheer, but ended up panicking officials when he knocked on school windows and entered the building. The Nashua Telegraph reports that administrators at the Holly Primary School called police around 10 a.m. Thursday after they saw a man running around the school, tapping on windows and waving at students. He was buzzed into the building, but fled when he saw a look of alarm on a staffer's face. Other schools and parents were notified, and kids were kept inside for recess. He did the opposite. He took away the recess on Christmas. The man has contacted police to say he was only trying to spread holiday cheer and didn't mean to cause panic. And he wasn't even charged.
What would he be charged with? Being jolly?
And in this day and age, you gotta know better not to dress up in a Santa suit and unannounced run around a school, knocking on windows, waving at students.
Oh
guess
gosh,
so.
people.
That was not very Christmassy. He tried to be, but not very Christmassy at all. Dateline. Vinton, Virginia. Town hatches bizarre plan to get rid of buzzards.
Dang.
Officials in a Virginia town are looking for ways to get migrating buzzards to buzz off. This year, nearly 100 vultures landed in the Gladstone area of Vinton. Vinton police officers fired booming guns into the air to drive the birds away, and many left, but not all of them. Town manager Chris Lawrence tells the Roanoke Times that more efficient methods are being considered for the vultures' return next year. The town could apply for a federal permit to kill one vulture. The remains would be hung near the other vultures. And then Lawrence says the vultures would disperse because they don't like to be around their own dead.
Fucking crazy.
It's a bizarre way to get rid of vultures, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
They're just going to go somewhere else. Then they're going to have to kill one more vulture and hang it in that township. Eventually all the buzzards will die. Anyway. It's tough when you're an animal, you know. You can't own property, so you're always trespassing. Think about that.
Yeah, people don't want you on their land.
I mean, almost every corner of this planet is owned by an individual at this point, right?
It's weird.
And so the animals are always trespassing, and therefore, if they act in a manner that the landowner doesn't like, which in this case is a township,
yeah,
they're going to kill one of their own and hang it.
Buzzards are not, relatively not an attractive animal.
We have turkey buzzards around here. You ever been up close to one?
They're disgusting.
In the wild?
They're disgusting. Looking.
Yeah, there's one that I remember one summer flew into my neighbor's yard and was like hanging out there for much of the day, and it was pretty scary. It looked like it could literally take us young boys and fly off with us.
They killed it and hung it on a pole for everyone to see.
That was the last turkey buzzard we ever saw in Brad's yard. Yeah. You ever seen a turkey buzzard, Mysterious Taco Girl?
No.
Did you ever cook a turkey buzzard?
No.
Did you ever cook a turkey?
No.
Wow. Well, then you
never
lived.
cooked a turkey?
No.
Do you like turkey?
Love it.
You got to cook a turkey because the reason why is it's super easy and you have so much turkey when you're done. So much, and your dog will love it.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, my dog did like your dog treats.
Yep.
Good.
Also, Baggins loved the dog treats. I suspect it was the peanut butter or bacon involved.
My dumbass dog will go up to it and I'll put it in front of him and he'll like sniff at it and then like back away for a second and and then like sniff at it and then like barely try to take it with his teeth without touching it too much. And then eventually, I get fed up with it. I'm like tossing it on the ground and then he goes over and he picks it up in his paws so it's standing upright, and then he eats it from the top down.
Oh, that's adorable. You got to take a video of that.
He's wearing a Santa hat the whole time.
That's awesome.
But just take the dang biscuit right off the bat.
Oh, Baggins just took it, right? Baggins just takes it out of your hand and runs in the other room to enjoy it in his, like, weird little
lair.
Yeah. Where he's like, I'm embarrassed to eat in front of people.
Now, would your dogs like coconut macaroons?
Baggins would probably eat like a whole bunch of coconut macaroons if I allowed it, but we don't live in a household that allows that kind of thing.
Oh, come on!
My dog would sniff at it and like touch it with the side of his mouth until he finally got enough balls to eat it. And then he'd eat it.
Yeah,
we
don't allow that.
Last night, approximately ate 30 to 38 coconut macaroons.
Wow, it's a big dog though. If my dog ate 38 macaroons, it would double his weight. He would be like exploding.
It's 5 cups of shredded coconut.
It's too much. It's too much.
It can't be good.
Every single one.
You
of
gotta
them.
keep an eye on that.
Young dogs though can eat anything.
It was awful. I woke up this morning and I went to go, bring my cookies to work, and I kind of looked one way, looked the other way, turned around. It's like maybe I put them on a different counter and I don't remember. And then I realized like I was stepping on some crunchy stuff. And there was remnants of coconut macaroons.
Pippa was just upside
over.
down.
And she just looked at me like, I don't know why you're looking at me.
I'm sorry I did that.
I have no clue. And then today she drank about 6 gallons of water.
Dogs just don't know when to say when.
They can't
especially at Christmas time. Now we'll have I want to take my dog to my parents on Christmas morning when we go from my house there, and that's it's just gonna happen. I don't like making my dog stay home on Christmas. It's Christmas for him too. He enjoys being around everybody and getting all the table scraps, and
My dog stays home.
that's kind of sad. It's Christmas.
For the first half, I host the second half, but
Yeah, and then
my
if
dog's
things pick
big
up.
and bulky, and her tail knocks little kids over, and that makes it tough.
Well, what do we got here? Coming up at about 9:16 Eastern Standard Time here on 2 days before Christmas. The Christmas Eve is what they call it.
Festivus.
Or Festivus, yeah. They call it Festivus now. Might be time to make our final recommendations for the year. Saucy Joe, what do you recommend?
Beard combers.
Just hold on, I'm just making a good appearance. I'm gonna go with my standard style and recommend a piece of media. I don't know if you guys, the original Netflix original, Netflix original series, they do that now. They've done a few, but the original Netflix original is called Lilyhammer, and it stars Steven Van Zandt of E Street Band fame, and also of Sopranos fame. The second season is out now. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I started watching it last night because I'd already seen the first season a year ago. And I started watching the second season last night, and you know what happened?
What?
I blew through 4 episodes.
Whoa.
All in one go because it's that good.
Huh.
It's a laugh riot.
It's a comedy?
Yeah, I'd say it's a comedy. The premise is, he's a gangster, of course. He's a mobster who, in exchange for ratting out someone, he asks to be relocated to Lillehammer, Norway, and get a new identity. And once there, he establishes his own little businesses, as they.
Except he's a mobster. He's living in Norway.
Right.
It's a contrast.
That's where the comedy comes in. It's it's a funny show.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
It's a good show. And second season, holy smokes, those Norwegian characters and the Norwegian
really know how to
hijinks that
live.
they get into.
In Norway, they are actually, there's a group, actually it's in Iceland, but there's a group that is protesting the building of a road because it apparently will disrupt the habitat of a collection, a settlement of elves. But nobody's seen the elves, or nobody's speaking for the elves. They're like hidden elves. But they're taking this seriously.
As they do. Yeah.
That's what they do in Norway.
That's one in those cold weather climates. People get a little weird. There's magic there. There's magic there. It's the same. Laplanders are the same way. There's magic there.
Mysterious Taco Girl, what do you recommend on Christmas Eve?
The final saucing pod of the year.
A lot of people tend to make New Year's resolutions where it's like, oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna be
Not slouch down as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
You just want to interrupt her a little more?
I just saying a nice resolution would be like when the show starts, her head's up at the top of the screen, but as it goes on, she slouches. That'd be
My
a
New
good
Year's resolution is not to interrupt Mysterious Taco Girl.
That's
year.
Okay,
I gotta
go.
move the microphone and everything.
Go on, Mysterious Taco Girl.
So I recommend making a fun New Year's resolution. Maybe it's a new hobby, or maybe it's something more enjoyable to your life. Where normally,
What Mysterious Taco Girl's trying to say here is not to make it a chore,
right? Not to challenge yourself.
Most of the time, yes, they're chores, or there's something you don't want to do, or something that's not enjoyable, like giving up coffee or giving up fried food.
Yeah,
or
giving something up is always the resolution. I'm going to try to do more.
Yeah, let's
Do
take on
something fun.
more stuff.
Do something fun.
And that's like with my extra. You know what? I never said what I was drinking during the segment, but it's pretty clear that it comes from the dunk. But I'm going with the extra
You
large
can't even
now.
fit it on camera anymore.
Next
Look at
year,
it.
I'm
It's huge.
going to start getting 2 double extra larges, and I'm going to keep a giant mug here and combine them. I'm going to try to do more.
Like that.
What's your resolution then? To learn to play the piano?
Yeah.
Perfect. Mr. Stout Girl's
That's a
taking
great resolution.
piano lessons in 2014. Isn't that great?
Start the 8th.
What inspired you to do that? Do you just want to make music?
My whole life I've wanted to learn to play the piano, and I never have.
You have a song in your heart.
I'm going to
You have a song in your heart.
I like
You want to get it out.
The George Winston album.
I like the George Winston album. I like David Gray. I think his music's cool, and I like how he jams out on the piano.
You hear that Jingle Bells that Tony sometimes played earlier?
You can do that too in
Next
about 30 years.
Next year, that's you.
I'm going to give you some encouragement right now, Mr. Stout Girl, as far as the piano goes. It's very easy. You need to learn the basics, the notes, the chords, and from there on out, you will reach a point, probably about 4 months into your lessons, where even if you never took another lesson, you would be able to sit there and get better yourself just by playing, and it becomes enjoyable. And I think that, a lot of it's going to be reading sheet music, but you also got to sit there without the sheet music and play things that sound good to you, and you're just naturally get better. I took lessons from like 2nd grade to maybe 5th or 6th grade, and then I stopped because, well, let's face it, lessons when you're it's a chore. But I kept playing by myself, and you heard those jams I was just rocking out on the roads tonight. But you will eventually reach a point where, or the thing with the piano too is, when I went to college, I needed to take an elective, and one of them was jazz keyboarding. I'm like, all right, I'm into this because old Tony sometimes already knows how to play the piano, so this will be an easy course. And when I went to the first class, there was only like 4 or 5 people in the whole class, and we each had our own piano, and they were all Asian girls, and they were freaking incredible. Like, they were so much better than me. I was like the dumbest kid in the class, and they would all help me, and it was a very humbling experience. It's one of the, you get humbled throughout your life many times. That was very humbling, because I thought, like I said, coming from Seneca Falls to Syracuse, that I'm a fine piano player. That's why my mom's always told me she likes it.
That's right.
These freaking Japanese girls were unbelievable. Like, so much better than I could probably ever hope to be.
Yeah.
In that they were at that age. So I had a nice teacher. I got like a B+ or maybe a 3.0.
They all got A+.
Yeah, they all got 4.0s. But that was also an eye-opening experience in my life, because one of the Japanese girls and I would take the same bus stop back to South Campus, and it was like a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock class or some weird thing like that, and I got to know her.
Yeah.
And I learned about other cultures that day, and
all because of the piano. You're very lucky. This is a good resolution for you. You're gonna learn about Asian culture.
Open my doors
to the Japanese cultures,
to all sorts.
But what I most learned is that her road to where she was at that time was much more different and hard than mine was. So I guess it's time for me to make a final recommendation of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And this one kind of comes out of nowhere. Somebody on Facebook recommended this movie. They said that he and his wife watched it, and it's a sports movie. It's a documentary. And by some miracle of God, I convinced my wife to watch it. She, of course, I'm like, look, I got a documentary that I think is going to be really good, and I pulled it up on Netflix, and she immediately saw it was about football, and she didn't want to watch it. But by the end, she was glad she did. It's called Undefeated.
Undefeated?
Undefeated.
The story of the football team that played in their underpants?
It's the story of a high school football program in North Memphis called Massapequa, or not that, Manassas High School. Really downtrodden community devastated by the whatever industry was there. I can't really remember what was they did there, but
Poverty.
very poverty stricken, and they became the whipping boys of the entire state. They didn't win a game for like 5 or 6 years, and it just goes through one season with a new coach. Not a new coach, he's been there for a few years, but he's coached these kids now since 8th grade, and here they go. And I'm telling you, it is one of the best things I've ever seen.
Wow.
It's really, really good. I highly recommend it. Anybody would like it.
Mrs.
Anybody.
Sometimes was...
Oh, yeah, it was unbelievable.
She was moved?
It was great.
Tears, I'm sure.
Think of like The Blind Side, but totally real.
Right.
That type of thing.
Gotcha.
It's really good. So that's what I recommend, and that's basically all I got here tonight. Any parting shots on 2013? Where are you vacationing this year for the New Year's?
Colorado.
Should be nice and warm.
We go skiing.
And so, when's your return date?
New Year's Day, actually.
Okay. Well, we return on January 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Really wish Dandy was here tonight. I really hope that we could all be together for Christmas. But
for one final episode
yeah.
in 2013.
But we'll be back on Tuesday. Mysterious Towel Girl, Merry Christmas to you.
And Merry Christmas to you. Thank you.
Saucy Joe, Merry Christmas to you and to yours.
And to you.
And to our listeners, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, everybody. And Happy New Year. We'll be back in 2 weeks on January 6th. No more sauce pods till Christmas.